Welcome to AOB Movies. Grab your popcorn. If you're new, thanks for coming around. Don't forget to subscribe. Disclaimer: this recap does not stop you from seeing the full movie. Let's dive deep into the recap. The movie begins as Sarah woke from a bad date and she felt so bad about it, and she was texting her best friend Lizzie about this, and her best friend was kind of making jest of her. Later, Lizzie reminded her that, Sarah, are you in the gate already? And reminded her of how the gateman Kabir used to usually close the gate on her. And then immediately Kabir noticed she was approaching the gate. Kabir did the usual again, locked the gate on Sarah. And Sarah kept on persuading Kabir to please open the gate, but Kabir refused to open the gate. And Sarah had no choice. She stayed outside for a while because she said the first gate was far away and she decided to jump over the fence. On jumping over the fence, Sarah's clothes was hanging around the fence area where she was tucked, and then one of her neighbors saw her jumping over the fence and snapped her crossing over the fence. Mike then decided to help her since Sarah asked for his help. Sarah begged Michael to please delete the pictures he took while she was hanged on the fence on his phone, which he later agreed to. Sarah got home and put the call through to her best friend. They started gisting back again, and her best friend asked that how was she able to get in, and then she started gisting her best friend how she got in. Her best friend started making jokes of her and asked if the guy was so cute and attractive and so they started rating Michael, and they said Michael was actually cute and handsome. And the gist continued as the girl round up their gist. Lizzie advised Sarah to give love a chance, that they're getting old, they're not getting younger, and they should not just keep judging every guy from afar. They should give them a chance in their heart. Sarah refused to agree, and she tried shunning Lizzie out of the conversation. They both ended the call and said goodnight. Sarah was not feeling too well this very day because she got a text from her ex claiming that he was definitely going to find her any day anyway. Joy, her favorite client, came in and shopped and noticed that she was a bit cold and asked her what was going on. And Sarah said she was going to be fine, that she had to just deal with some things and she had a very long day and that's what is baffling her. And she said she shouldn't worry, everything will be fine. And she paid for the dress and told her she was going on a date with her husband, Handy. The husband has to be the sweetest person she will ever know in her whole life. Sarah asked how long have they been married, and she said 15 years, and she felt like, wow. Sarah came late, this very nice. Kabir was about to lock the gate, and she forced herself into the gate, which made her clothes tore, and she felt so embarrassed because she came across one of her neighbors and she started hiding. And the neighbor offered Sarah's blazer, which led to some form of conversation. They started admiring each other from afar. Kabir noticed they were getting along, and they passed by singing one nonsense song, and they smiled at each other. And the neighbor, which happened to be Fred, gave Sarah his business card so she could contact him. And Sarah refused to return the blazer, though Fred told her not to worry about it. And they said they were going to catch up later. Sarah went to her apartment. And she was also on the phone conversation with her best friend in her apartment. She started listening to her best friend about the new guy Fred. They started rating Fred how cute he is. And they admired Fred as well. They said he's black, cute, and all the likes. Sarah got a decliner to darken his blazer, told her to put the call through to Fred so she could know how to return his blazer. And Fred was in an important meeting, so he could not pick the call. He decided to call back when he was done with the meeting. And then that was when he noticed that it was Sarah that was on the call and said they should go on a date together, which Sarah was so happy about. So she mistakenly cut the call because she was too excited. Fred called Sarah back and they both agreed to go on a date together. Fred also asked if he was to pick her up at the estate, but Sarah refused and said he should just send the location, that they're going to meet up at the location. Sarah was still on the call when Lizzie came into the store and started dropping the conversation and insisted that Sarah should ensure she gist and give her all the full gist, that who is making her smile, where is she going to, who is she going on a date to. Sarah said it was just a random girl from the estate that wants to hang out with her, and they both blushed because it's been a while they went on a date and they were both happy. Lizzie then advised Sarah to pick a clothes from the store. Sarah said she does not like that idea, that it's a very bad idea, that she doesn't want to be consuming from her business. And her friend Lizzie said she was going to pay for the outfit, then she picked some outfits. Vera walked into Sarah's store and decided to shop little. And she begged Sarah to please hold on, that her brother would soon be here. And her brother came in, which happened to be Mike, the neighbor that caught Sarah hanging and being stuck on the fence. And immediately she noticed that it was the neighbor, she felt a bit embarrassed, decided to pull up her head up and not to feel too embarrassed about it. Immediately Michael noticed that her parents that it was her, started laughing and asked for her name. Sarah refused to tell Michael her name. Michael then addressed her as the fence lady, expressing how she jumped from the fence. Sarah and Fred then made up at the art studio where Sarah returned the blazer. They both worked into the art store to see a few artwork. They were not really the art person, so they didn't really appreciate the review over there because they knew no interpretation to the majority of the artwork there. So I just suggested they leave the place and they go to somewhere more interesting. Sarah and Fred enjoyed the date. They were both happy about it and they said they hoped to have more of it. Sarah decided to go do something outside. On returning, Sarah saw that Fred was holding up to a lady. She felt embarrassed about it and so bad about it. She left. Fred was trying to reach her and waited a bit for her, but she was not calling because Fred was already blocked by Sarah on her. Sarah got home very late again and she could not turn to the first gate. Then approached her friend, which happened to be Michael, her neighbor actually, not her friend yet. And he said he has a spare key to the gate, that she shouldn't worry going to the first gate. He opened the gate and Sarah asked how did he have access to the gate key. Michael then explained that he and Gabriel had some kind of deal. That is how he was able to get access to the key to the estate. And she went in and said she had a bad day, that Mike shouldn't even bother discussing anything with her, that she's not even in the mood at all. On getting to her home, she felt so bad about everything already. Michael then came to Sarah's store the following day. Sarah was not happy to see him and asked what did he want. Unknowing that there was someone with him, which happened to be Lara. Lara and Michael came to pick some clothes that the model could use for their shoot that is coming up. And they contacted Sarah. They checked a few of her outfits and they said she was good and they are going to pick some outfit from her store that Michael was going to do the full presentation to and they were going to strike a deal. I like the line where they're having a discussion. Michael then had over his business card to Sarah. Mrs. Joy came in, which happened to be one of Sarah's favorite clients and happened to know Michael. Michael and Joy then exchanged pleasantries. Joy then asked, hope Michael was not eating on Sarah, and Michael said, truthfully, it's just business and nothing more. Joy then asked Sarah that what is going on. Sarah then informed Joy that she was about to get into a deal with Michael's team, and Joy was very happy for her and told her it was a very good deal. Fred was still worried about Sarah's whereabouts because Sarah's number has not been reachable and he was so angry and decided to go and chill with one of his friends, which happened to be Michael. That is when we know that Michael and Fred were very, very good friends. Gloria happens to be Michael's younger sister, which happened to be Fred's secretary. Sarah and Michael had a shoot which involved some of his modeling Sarah's outfit, which Sarah was not really happy about because she had a lot going on in her mind. Though it was like a dream come true, but she was not fully happy about the whole situation because a lot is going through her mind. Then she asked Michael to please help her order Uber. Michael offered freely to help her order Uber. But when she got home, it was a different story. Something else happened and no one knows. A friend rushed in, Lyndsey, and came in to treat her. Fry then decided to ask Gabriel for Sarah's address since he could not reach her. He went straight to her house. Then her best friend Lyndsey came and told him to just go away. Immediately, Fred noticed that Lyndsey had gone to her apartment. He went in and saw that Sarah was looking so sick. He asked what was wrong, but Sarah refused to speak up. Obviously, it looks like somebody has beaten up Sarah. Who did this? Nobody knows yet. What is going on? We cannot tell. Fred decided to stand by Sarah and help her a bit. Sarah kept on crying because she felt so hot and so scared, obviously, from the look of the whole thing. Michael then came to Sarah's store and asked her why didn't she open the previous day. And Sarah said Michael should just mind his business. Michael then removed the glasses from Sarah's face and noticed that she had some marks on her face. And Sarah said Michael should just leave her alone. Isn't just because Michael wants to sleep with her. Is that not why Michael is being nice? Michael said he is not interested in her. That even Sarah had a bad taste in men. That she should change her taste in men, not the one that keeps beating her. Mike then organized another bridge shoot for his model. Sarah brought few outfits we were going to use. Sarah then used the opportunity to apologize to Michael for the previous day that she was being rude to him, and she was going through love that is why. Michael then advised that she should try to speak up. Sarah then asked Michael to please drop her off at the estate. They both went to the estate together. On their way home, they met Adeshola and Michael on the way. They were having a business conversation. They started panicking and started shouting, "Is the one, is the one." Immediately, Michael came down from the car and started punching Adeshola. And Adeshola then called Michael an animal for eating him, and he told Fred that all the day he had with he and his complaint is over. Fred then explained to Michael that is his biggest client he just eat. Fred also asked that how did Michael get to know about Sarah, and he said that Fred, just go after Sarah immediately. She needs you right now. Go. Sarah and Fred both took things out, and he explained what happened the other night, that he was not with another woman, that he was with Michael's sister, and she was very drunk and he had to take her home. Michael's team also had another photo shoot section, so we had to supply them some of the outfits. Our client Joy came around to see her friend, which happened to be Lara. Joy also said how proud she was of Sarah, and Sarah looked so unhappy that what is going on, is it man's does? And she also advised Sarah to give love a chance and give those men a chance in her life, that it's until she get to know them that she was going to know the kind of person they were. After the whole photo section, Sarah then decided to ask Mike that which kind of person is Fred. Hope he's not a violent man that likes. And Michael assured Sarah that Fred was a very good person. And Sarah asked her why are they friends when Fred is a very good person. Michael then explained how Fred changed his life for good. That used to be a tout and a street boy, but still a street boy anyways. Michael said Fred is a very good man, that she shouldn't miss the opportunity. Sarah then asked Michael to drop her off at the estate. Michael agreed to drop her off, and Sarah offered to let Michael in so she could show Michael some of the samples she made in the house. Michael came in and immediately opened the door, and Sarah was going upstairs to pick some of the outfits. Adeshola came in and hit Michael from behind, and Michael fell on the ground. And Sarah and Adeshola started dragging. That's how Fred also came in and got into a huge fight, and they were dragging each other. Adeshola and Fred faced each other for a long time until they were able to overpower Adeshola, and they ended up locking him in the kitchen. They went and resuscitated Michael. Sarah and Fred came together, while Michael and Lyndsey became a teen, and Lyndsey was pregnant. At last, is happy ever after. Thanks for watching. Bye.